My name is Moonpetrie, and finally, 2020 is almost over. So I hope everybody else is as excited as I am about that. I know it won't solve everything, but it will put what for a lot of people has been the worst year of their lives behind us. And it's a good time for starting fresh. So I just yesterday watched my 2020 goals video again, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, although there was a little I'm so excited for 2020 that's a little depressing in retrospect. But obviously it's been a great year for me in some ways, with my perfect timing, adorable baby. So I have had a better 2020 than a lot of people, and I want to acknowledge that right off the bat. My family has not suffered loss of jobs, income, or family members, most importantly. And I was pleased to see that my 2020 goals were pretty gentle. I took it easy on myself because I was about to have a baby in February, and I still didn't accomplish everything, but I'm focusing on the successes because that is what I need right now. So just to give a backdrop, I have currently 4 works in progress. We'll call them 1, 2, 3, and 4. And as of my goal setting last year, I had written 1, 2, and 3. I just finished writing 3. Those are all YA portal fantasies. So when I set my goals, it was to finish revising and start querying number 1 and do some editing revision on 2 and 3. And I had just had a new idea, and my goal was to take the time to let the idea percolate and take a longer time with the brainstorming process and take a slower pace with the drafting process than I had with books 2 and 3. So I was glad to see that I had asked myself to write at a gentler pace. That was wonderful. So goal number 1 was book number 1, finish revision and start querying. I didn't do that. I did make a bunch of progress. There are still a couple of things that I want to do with revision on that I didn't manage to do before I moved on to other things this year. Goal number 2 was just very general, work on the revision to some degree with books 2 and 3. I'm making it sound like it's a series. It is not a series. They are all standalones. And I did do this. I did make some amount of progress with both 2 and 3. Yay. And my third goal was regarding the new idea, getting started writing that. I actually, although I did some brainstorming work on that idea, I did not choose to write that. When I started drafting just last month for NaNo, I was working with a totally new idea that I came up with in July, and it was an adult thriller. I wrote 35K in November and only 4.5 or almost 5K so far this month, so not much. I have gone back to book 2 and been 3, and then working on revisions on that instead mostly this month. So of my 4 books, what are my goals going to be for the coming year? For my 4 projects, book 1, I don't feel like I have a whole lot more to do with those revisions. So finish those revisions. I feel like query is a really specific and concrete goal. At least I am going to do some major work on query letter writing and agent research and all of that. At the very least, that is a definite goal. Book 2 is going to be the lowest priority. It might need a total rewrite of Act 3, and that is a lot to consider. So, I don't know. I am not dropping it. I will have How Can I Fix Act 3 be in a back burner slot in my mind. And if I have brilliant inspiration, I will start hacking away at Act 3 or clean slate, start fresh with it. Not my highest priority. Book 3, I have been making good progress on. So right now that is kind of my main focus. It was my NaNo 19 book, and it did not have a title until it maybe got a title. Bless you. It maybe got a title yesterday. We'll see. So, it's funny how far along things can be for me and not have titles. It's one of those quirks about my writing process. A title is definitely one of the last things so far with most of what I've written. So I'm going to keep revising that, and that's going to be a front burner project, at least for right now. And book number 4, my thriller. I have, almost 40K drafted. It's probably going to be 100K-ish first draft. And so I do want to keep working on it. I'm going to not push myself with word count goals. So I'm going to try and also keep that in the forefront of my mind. And as I have inspiration, motivation. Oh, is your sock stuck? It's on and it won't come off. I'm going to try and write this more slowly. And it was nice to have that reminder in my goals video that was my intention, was to not fast draft in 2020. So I'm going to go with not fast draft the rest of that project for now. But let myself have time with that process. Because it is a new category and a new genre for me, it is feeling a lot more like writing my first book did, and that was slow as I felt my way through it, just trying to see what worked for me and establish a writing process. And I want to give myself the space to feel like I'm starting fresh with this. This idea was too good to not write. I had to write it. I hope I'll get to the end of it by the end of the year. I think I should be able to do that just fine, without any sort of major push, as long as nothing enormous comes up otherwise. I think that should be perfectly reasonable. So those are my goals. Finish the revisions on one. One is the Deathmaker's Child I've been talking about since I started my channel, and work on query research. And whatever. No hard goals beyond that. Book 2, back burner. Book 3, I have high hopes for. It is in good shape. I am continuing to be motivated on the revisions for that. So that's my right now project. And book 4, which oddly I think already has a title, even though, I think the title came, maybe 20K and not even. I kind of thought it would. There's this key piece where I knew that a phrase was going to come up and it was going to be the title, and I just wasn't sure if I would have an easy enough time figuring it out or if it would be brackets for a while, but it came. So that one has the title. But I'm not going to tell you. So finishing drafting that. I don't think that's too ridiculous. Other than that, I hope to continue to read books. Oh, goodness. I need to update my Goodreads. I very badly need to update my Goodreads. I think I'm updated through September. So that's going to be a major reading goal. And then continuing to make videos on this channel at least once a week. I was doing twice a week for a nice long while. Didn't work out quite as well that way in 2020, but we can move toward that again in the future. So I do have videos I specifically want to do, tags and ideas and stuff I'd like to talk about. So getting organized on that and continuing to make content here. Until next time, I am Moon Petrie. I hope you are celebrating as 2020 comes to an end.